Freaky ass nigga, he a 69 God. Freaky ass nigga, he a 69 God.
By the way, why did I get news that Kendrick is coming?
Page, middle of the page, wherever. Headliners, column 1 or 2, we will win game 2.
Backing off.
We will win game 2.
You talking about a game 2? Boy, the series is over.
He didn't give a fuck.
Really?
No, he was genuinely unfazed.
Bro, you're coming off like an entitled, spoiled brat. You still really don't have a strategy. That's why you lost the first battle. There was no strategy.
You are now tuned in to the LaFlareLounge with your host, IG-TheLaFlareLounge.
You are watching a master.
Hey man, do y'all think that there's anybody in the world right now that Drake will take advice from? Is there anybody that can sit Drake down and tell him, hey man, I think you're going about this wrong, and he would actually listen to? Do you think that Drake has gotten to a level to where there's nobody that can tell him anything? He controls everything that he does, and he feels like everything that he does is the correct way to move. Because you see, when I'm watching Drake at this moment, I'm realizing every day more and more that there's nobody in his corner that holds any kind of weight. He's not like the LA homies who got the big homie OGs. He doesn't seem like he really respects his father or his mother enough. I know they're up there in age, so maybe there's some type of disconnect when it comes to them in this hip hop shit. Because Drake is starting to remind me of the kid that got his ass whooped, but he's still walking around telling everybody in school that he won the fight. When it's clear, you're the only one with the busted lip. You're the only one with the black eye. The other kid, he's good. It's on camera. We saw it. Are you sure that you think that you won, my guy? In other words, I'm saying that Drake is in denial. I'm saying that there are 5 stages to grief, and Drake is stuck in between the first 2. The first one would be denial. The second one would be anger. And until he gets out of these stages, I think that he'll never see the success that he's seen previously in the last 15 years. Now, don't get me wrong, Drake will always be successful, but I think that the legacy of Drake is going in a downward spiral, and it's because his ego will not allow him to go away. His ego will not allow him to accept that maybe I lost this, and then I'm going to start going through the steps so I can get back to where I need to be. And I'm only saying that because Drake released yet another 100 gigs with a lot of behind the scene footage, but it's a couple of things that really grinded my gears when I listened to 2 of his songs. Let's dissect them. Now, Drake dropped a song called Circadian Rhythm. What's the significance? Well, in 616 in LA, Kendrick Lamar says this: remember when picked up a pen, lyrics that I can trust, timid soul, stare in the mirror, asking where I was from. Often I know this type of power is gonna cost, but I live in the circadian rhythms of a shooting star. With the last line, Kendrick Lamar references the rhythm of a human body determining when it's awake or when it's dormant. Fast forward, Drake has named the song Circadian Rhythm. Now, while this lyric may be minuscule that I'm showing you guys, I think that this is very telling of Drake, and maybe he's still stuck in the stages of denial, because the chorus starts off by saying, rap game like my sleeping pattern, cause how in the F am I still up? Now, this is why I would say that Drake is in denial. We know Drake wants that #1 spot. He's been having it probably for the majority of the last 15 years. It's always been Kendrick and Cole switching between #2 and #3. And Drake seemingly is still thinking that he is at the top of the hip hop game. Now, he is at the top. He's not #1 though. We know that Drake is not satisfied with being #2. But I think that we can all agree right now that Kendrick is living rent-free in his head, and that Kendrick is now the #1 guy after he gave Drake a belt-to-ass demonstration when it came to this beef. Now, if you still don't want to hear me out and you don't think that Drake is stuck in denial and anger, let's move on to his next track, No Face, featuring Playboi Carti, who thank God didn't really have too much time on the record, because Lord knows I didn't want to hear that shit. Now, Drake said, niggas got lit off the features I skated on. I gotta know how you get lit off the nigga you hating on. So it sounds to me like he's still referencing A$AP Rocky, Rick Ross, Future, Metro Boom, and everybody that he was beefing with in the so-called 20v1. He's addressing them on that particular line, saying, I did favors for y'all, I made y'all lit, how are y'all gonna sit here and hate on me now? He then says, numbers untouchable, they got the data wrong. This is the moment I know they've been praying on. Again, dressing the 20v1, and I also think that when he says they got the numbers wrong, this is him addressing Kendrick Lamar in the whole bot like us situation, where people are saying that he bought bots to dislike all of Drake's music that he was releasing, and we had never seen that many dislikes ever. Also saying that he was buying streams on Spotify to push Not Like Us up. Now, I think there is some truth, and I also think that there's some lies in between there, and I also think that Kendrick Lamar is not the only one that's been using bots. But let's continue. He then says, try knock the boy off, but F it, I'm staying on. Oh, keep on sending me slaps to go crazy on. 40 keep saying it's time to be patient. It's so many people we turning the tables on. Now, I agree with 40, and this is why I say, can anybody get through to Drake? And I'm not saying Drake has to listen to these people, but this is 40 trying to be a friend and look out for Drake. Apparently, he's telling him, man, we should be patient. We should probably do music and just focus on the music and stop going about it the way that we're going about it. But it sounds like Drake is saying, nah, I'm stuck in that mode. I think that Drake is stuck. He's in obsessed mode right now to try to get out of the situation that he's in. But I think that he needs to accept the L first in order to get back to making great music. He then says, Capo got plans, but we'll say that for later on. Hush, keep saying they know that they played it wrong. So apparently it seems like maybe Drake has worked on a strategy. He's saying he has plans and they're planning for later on. I don't know, but let's go to verse 2, which is also very telling. He then says, I don't get sleepy off no melatonin. My therapist put in a 30-day notice because I keep on talking about beefing in business and money and women. It's no diagnosis. They emptied the clip, swapped that shit out, and I came back reloaded. Now, Drake could just be exaggerating, but he's saying that his therapist is saying, hey man, I can't work with you anymore because you're obsessed with beef. But I thought that Drake was very unbothered. Isn't that the strategy that everybody was saying, the narrative they were trying to say? Didn't Lil Yachty say that he sounds very unbothered?
He didn't give a fuck.
Really?
No, he was genuinely unfazed.
Wasn't he trying to lean into the jokes that Kendrick Lamar put out there by saying 69 God at the bowling alley and things of that nature? I thought he was unbothered. But here he's saying, I'm obsessed with talking about the beef that I'm in. He's saying that they emptied the clip and now he's coming back reloaded. It seems like he's ready to beef again. Now, I don't know if they emptied the clip because I could have swore that Kendrick Lamar said, how many do I really have in stock? And it added up to 10. Do I think that Kendrick is going to participate? You never know. But Drake, it looks like he's banking on trying to regain focus and regain traction on beef. Now, Drake would also post up a video of Rasheed Wallace after a loss 20 years ago, May 23rd, 2004, where the Detroit Pistons had lost game 1 against the Indiana Pacers in the Eastern Conference Finals, and he guaranteed a game 2 victory.
Page, middle page, wherever headliners, column 1 or 2, we will win game 2.
Backing off.
We will win game 2.
And that's leading me to believe that Drake is trying to bait Kendrick to come out and beef again. He's trying to regain the reputation that he's not someone to mess with, because as of right now, Drake is seemingly lost his last 2 hip-hop battles, and he has to redeem himself in his mind, and he can't sit with this. That's all that I'm gaining from it. Now, there have been rumors that Drake is dropping something real soon, and there's also been rumors from academics that Kendrick Lamar will be dropping soon.
By the way, why did I get news that Kendrick is coming?
So I don't know if we're gonna get any battles. I don't know if we're just gonna have a subliminal off. I don't know what's going to come with the rap beef of Kendrick Lamar and Drake. But one thing I do know is that somebody is bothered. Somebody is obsessed with trying to win. And that would be Mr. Aubrey Drake Graham.
What's happening, YouTube? It's your boy Big-JusLaFlare. Welcome to the LaFlare Lounge. With it now. Damn. Drake. Man, listen. I want you to listen close to me. Come here a little closer. Is this thing on? You lost. Say it with me. You lost. This is starting to bother me now, man. You gotta accept it. And I ain't saying you gotta listen to my advice, but I do think that my advice is gonna keep you from crashing and burning, if you already haven't done that, because you're moving like an only child. I can tell you ain't had no brothers and sisters. I can tell you ain't had no brother cousins, no sister cousins. You don't have the right people. Your mom is like well disconnected. You know, your mom is up there in age. So maybe she's not going to give you advice that you need to listen to. Maybe your other people around you on your team, they peons. You just said it. You're not listening. 40, you said it. 40 just told you that you need to be patient. And I think that could have been the best advice that someone could have told you. But instead, you keep dropping these 100 gigs, these 3 songs a piece a week. You're trying to see what can land and what can stick. You're trying to bait Kendrick into a battle. It just seems like you still really don't have a strategy. That's why you lost the first battle. There was no strategy. And now it seems like you're still doing more of the same. You're still doing the same things. You communicating with all the memes. You talking about a game 2. Boy, the series is over. The series is over. All the other kids left the court. They turned the lights off and you still sitting there after you got your ass beat. It's called denial. You're still in the denial stages of grief. You're in the anger stage of grief. You stuck between number 1 and number 2 on the stages of grief. Bro, you're coming off like an entitled, spoiled brat. See, this is what happens when you have rap battles, bro. You gotta come in knowing that there's a possibility that you can lose. You know that, right? You see, when you play basketball, you come in knowing, hey, I can lose this game. When you play football, I can lose this game. When you're a lawyer, you know I can lose this case. But it's coming off that you're so entitled, spoiled, that only child syndrome. You don't play well with others. You know, that's what they probably would have said on your report card. You don't play well with others, things of that nature. You need to realize that you lost this battle. It's over. There's no need for a game 2. Talking about a game 2. Game 2 been done. You talking about a whole new series. You're the only one that thinks that. In academics, we got to realize, Drake, that it's okay to lose. And you can just come back harder, come back with the music, take the focus off of the battle. You in here saying that you talked to your therapist. I thought you was unbothered, but you talking to your therapist about the beef. Your friends are trying to tell you to calm it down. You talking about you gonna go get the clip reloaded. Guess what? Kendrick has to participate for there to be a game 2. He has to show up to the arena. What does Kendrick have to gain from battling you again? Why does he have to battle because you said so? He already participated in the battle and he whooped your ass. That's just the honest to God's truth. Now, if he were to come and do this battle and you were to lose this battle again, that's career suicide. Is this what you're really willing to do? Are you willing to put everything that you've done on the line? Because if you lose twice to the same rapper within months apart, nobody's ever going to talk about all the great things that you did anymore. We're only going to know Drake for getting his ass whooped against Kendrick Lamar. You saying that you're back for game 2 is seemingly admitting that you lost the first game. So you gotta make sure that you making sense. You still doing this contradiction shit. I don't think you think anything through. I think that maybe you went and recorded some more music and you think that you're confident, or you're just, I don't know. Like I last time I heard is that the labels told you to stop. Why are we so focused on that? I don't think you're gonna make good music. Like all these 100 gigs, they're okay, they're good. They're for somebody else, that's great music. For you, this is just like, okay, I mean, all right. And I think that you ain't gonna make good music until you shift your focus. This is just not right, man. It's not right. I think that you need to go somewhere, build up a whole bunch of music. I see you like the documentary, you like releasing unreleased footage. Man, there's so many possibilities and things that you can brainstorm and do right now other than sitting here trying to battle Kendrick Lamar again. Kendrick is cooking up an album. I don't think Kendrick is worried about Drake right now. It just goes to show when you win, you don't have to focus on that battle anymore. Kendrick is a disciplined dude. I think that he's just somewhere right now focusing on music. They saying new music is coming. You are at home, probably consuming all types of drugs and shit. Not focused, not doing what you need to do, worrying about what you need to be worried about on, not listening to anybody. And that's why we're in this position now. Stop acting like a spoiled, entitled, only child brat. It just goes to show, man, everything that you do that Kendrick said seems to be like proof. You aren't like us. You know what I mean? You got to take your lick, man. You ain't above losing, man. Don't let your ego be the death of you in your career, man. You still can be up there. You still can be number one. You don't have to win the battle, but that's just my personal opinion, man. Y'all let me know what y'all think down below. Do y'all think that Drake has got to the point where he's out of touch? He's spiraling. He's obsessed with Kendrick Lamar and trying to beat him because maybe he got pieced up, underestimated Kendrick, didn't know that Kendrick was really like that. Y'all let me know what y'all think down below, man. Like, share, subscribe, comment, hit that notification bell, and we out, baby. Boom. Big Just LaFlare.
It's him.